What does forgiving do? Just out of interest. Oh no, I'm vengeful, sorry. Finesse went up, charisma went down, and I can now assassinate people cheaper. Wait, I'm vengeful and forgiving? No, I'm not. Oh, I think it thinks that the vengeful is forgiving. That's a bug. Bribe him. Get rid of some more tribesmen. And then I think try to build some more stuff. So, are there any locations where we have a fort which could just be upgraded? There are. That's going to be a painful one to get through. Yes, we could do with a fort or two down here. I'm actually thinking probably here. Because that would effectively protect access to the hills. And building it here is out in the plains. No defense bonuses, but building it up here? Or better yet, here. I quite like the idea of this being a fort, actually. Because it's in the woods, and they would have a crossing, because they'd almost certainly be coming from that direction. Oh, Estania is actually a marsh. And that's basically going to be the same thing, and that has the supply limit reduction. Ooh. 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 Okay. Cancel that, build a fort. Cancel that, build a fort. And suddenly this whole area is super fortified. And I would also like to get some granaries and things going. I think marketplace for you. And probably for the rest of this region, though it doesn't look like there's any more positions available. Marsonis should probably be a marketplace. Because it just seems really unlikely that they'll get to the capital now. Maybe just training camps out here. More manpower. That's clearly what I've been short on. So we'll do something like that. We'll just build a bunch of training camps. Can I explain the slave tribes and freeman citizen thing? So yes, there are 4 different types of populace. At the bottom of the chain you have the slaves. They produce base tax. They only produce base tax. However, if there are at least 15 of them in a province, and for every 15 additional, you get an additional trade good. So for example, here in Ibdura, we have a lot of slaves, and that's because I want to produce a lot of gold. So with the 63 slaves we have right now, we're producing 5 gold, which we can then export and sell to my other provinces, or to other nations, and then they get the precious metals modifier. So generally I'm exporting gold to my own provinces, particularly where there's a lot of citizens, because having gold present increases citizen happiness. Tribesmen are really good in tribal nations. They produce both base tax and manpower, so they do a bit of everything. However, and they have a lot of happiness under a tribal government, whereas freemen and citizens have very low happiness, but the higher your civilization climbs, the lower the tribesman happiness. So if we click on one of these provinces and just hover over the civilization level, you can see local tribesman happiness minus 38%. So we want to get rid of tribesmen. They'll cause nothing but trouble for us. Whereas citizens and freemen increase happiness thanks to the civilization value, especially for citizens. Freemen are basically upgraded tribesmen and produce manpower. Lots of manpower, lots more manpower than tribesmen would produce. And then citizens produce commerce income, so the more you are trading in a province with citizens present, the more productive those citizens will be. And they also produce research points, and they are the only way of getting research. So I've been really mass producing a lot of citizens recently because I've been trying to increase my research output, because we are very backwards technologically compared to, well, basically everyone else. So our tech is currently 11, 11, 10, 11. Rome, for example, is currently 16, 18, 18, 18. Macedon is 19, 20, 20, 20. So yeah, you can really see how we're behind at the moment on that. And that is why I keep on spending my oratory power to do that. No, they are set. I think I've only got the 4. And I do need to build some more, but I don't have the manpower for it. That's one critique I do have about this game, is manpower increases way too freaking slowly. Like, I get it, it's an artificial way to stop countries blobbing out too much. But it kind of means that there's really long periods of downtime. Especially when you're up here where it's really cold and you suffer attrition just for it being winter. Like is happening right here in Obdura. Normal winter +1. Completely unavoidable. And I would really like to set up some more trade routes, because we have lots and lots of trade routes available. But the problem is that costs civic power, and my rulers have been complete imbeciles when it comes to civic power, that I just can't. Hire mercenaries. Yeah, I know I can use mercenaries, and future wars I think I will be using them more heavily. Until now I haven't really had the economic underpinnings to do it, but now we do. Alright, bunch of training camps have just been built. So that's increased our manpower production by 9 points. Really? Spent like 1,000 ducats on this. We do need to build a bunch of granaries in this area. The other thing that we could do, and this is a little bit crazy that I'm even thinking of doing this, is we could start promoting a bunch of slaves into freemen. Because I'm not really reliant on tax income, and if I need more money I can just promote more citizens. A struggle between the religious echelons in our society and the peasants has recently come to light, as the populace at large feel the religious ceremonies are inaccessible and distant. On the other hand, our high priest and his attendants demand the distance needed to do their jobs properly, and argument the peasants have no rights to the inner workings of the religious ceremonies. So I can tell them to be left alone, in which case we lose stability, but then omens become more powerful, but we lose unrest. I can say that we should do a religious proceeding, which will make everyone happy. Or the peasants are right, time to open the gates of the temples, which will gain us that extra stability, decrease unrest, but omens will be less powerful and last less time. Plus the high priest gets a bit pissy. I think we're going to go with the religious proceeding to make everyone happier. Holy good lord, that's a big Langobardia. This Langobardia is doing well. Main problem is just the lack of manpower. But I'm working on it. I think we are. I think we're going to go and upgrade slaves. I mean, part of the issue is we're going to have a bunch of slaves in provinces we just don't need them to be. But we're also going to have some in provinces where we do need them. Like up here, selling amber. Amber increases local tax. I mean, fish we want to produce more of so we can export it. I think what I'm going to do is any province with 3 slaves or less, I'm promoting them. We'll go from there. Shouldn't that be a law already? I think that was under the previous government. That's when we were a tribe, we had that law. Okay, so we can get another invention. We're gonna need it to be oratory or martial, because those are the next ones to level up. Although I don't think I really need any of those. Ruler popularity would be good. National unrest reduction would be good. Father of geometry. No, that's the one I need. I'd forgotten that was plus 10 research. Ulysses of Alexandria, a prolific mathematician and scholar, developed the finest coherent study of geometry. The basic premises he describes should be taught across our nation. I agree with that. And now we have 140% efficiency. Quite a lot better. Because our nation is so big anyway that we tend to have a lot of copies of goods that we need to export. We are exporting an awful lot of stuff. I'd like to get to the stage where we are generating about 1,000 manpower a month. That would make me pretty happy. How's Rome doing? Yeah, they're also low on manpower. Like, everyone tends to be super short on manpower. Except apparently for Bambis, who has lots. But out of their maximum 165,000, like, I almost never see an AI actually get to that level. I certainly don't see players get to that level. $800. Yeah, basically everyone's always at the absolute minimum. Can you give your son a tutor for civic? No, tutors are always the same skill, it's oratory. Whether their actual skill matters or not, I don't know. There's not enough information because it doesn't tell you anything about that. I didn't even know the royal tutor had anything to do with the education of the kid until I got an event. Plus the fact that the tutor reduces the sacrifice cost, which is stability. They reduce manpower to prevent snowballing. They should increase AE to prevent snowballing instead. I have seen aggressive expansion is completely a non-factor. You get so little for conquering stuff, and even when you do, it burns down super quick too. Like, it's I ignore it. Which really shouldn't be the case. I thought AE in Europa Universalis was really well done, because there it does matter. Okay, the number of supporters of my kid now is increasing and increasing and increasing, which is great. 19,000 short. And we're getting there. Let's see if there's some more training camps we can build, especially over here. Raising a host. Sonningum Eidgid, in his capacity as a general, to begin using his own personal funds to augment the size of his assigned army. We're unsure whether to applaud this initiative or worry about his intentions behind the action. So we can make him lose loyalty. This is poet. No, you're the cavalry force. Yeah, sorry man, but no. I don't want the cavalry getting that. Venadia, we know, is a troop building location. But Venadia is now full. I think over here also is going to be troop production. There we go. More training. Although actually, let's cancel that and turn it into an extra fortress instead. Disloyal armies on the move? Yes, they are. And there's oratory level 11. So what else is available? Monthly loyalty plus 0.01. Smear reputation cost goes down. War score cost goes down. Administrative patronage would be nice, because that makes everyone in the Empire more loyal. And the Marcolian army has stood down. So they've all disbanded, so it's just this army now. How are we doing? 14,000. Martial advance. Oh, their army just went down too. Great. So, fortified camps, +5 fort defense, -10% army maintenance, and then +1 siege engineers. That +1 siege engineers is great, because it just means sieges go quicker. Where's my cavalry? We should have some. Some is there, and then some... Where's the other one? Oh, you're sitting on the same province, okay. Well, you should be able to come charging over here and deal with that issue. And now we should be losing less manpower a month for attrition as well, because we're not having to reinforce those stupid units running around. Do I think it's better to fight the barbarians or pay them off? Fight them. Because right now I can pay them off, and that just means they ignore our territory, but in reality all that means is he'll sit here taking attrition until he dies. If I could bribe them, I would do so. You're on deception. I think I actually want you... skirmishing, maybe? We'll leave you on deception. See how you do. No, they're using shock. And we have just a lot more morale than they do, although they are doing a lot of damage to us, which sucks. They do outnumber us 4-1 almost. We're forcing them to run. We're going to lose this. Alright, send in one of the main armies. Yeah, we lost 5,000 there. That wasn't good. In fact, that's the very opposite of good. It's very ungood. Hey, Potato. Now one of the regular armies is coming in to finish the job properly. And apparently a bunch of mercenaries too, not belonging to us. I don't think they're actually here to fight the rebels though. Symbols. And that was in fact a stack wipe. Alright, let's send you back over to Tantonum. Barbarians defeated. We got some free people. Maybe they were coming to help us. I doubt it, but it's possible. We need a new martial advances guy. I mean, those are really good generals. I think I'd rather my armies were led by good generals right now. You're still good. Tank stuck. Level 6. Osnick. A lot to gain chance. Fine. California. Level 7. 08. Level 4. How the hell are you in command? 0. No. No, 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 no. Not happening. No way, no how. Then advancement. How come you weren't in the list of choices for a general? We also need a new steward. Okay. Well, in that case, yeah, the scientist can be the level 12 then, I guess. So he is pretty loyal. And then we need a new steward. My stewards are also kind of poor. Need another war. Another pool of people to pull from. Right, let's see what the cavalry units are doing. Just trying to see what the best path here would be. I think Tandellum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think so. Let's go Dondaria. So Tandem really is the junction road. Producing their woad. Does the capital still have a trade route available? No. That's fine. 16,000 remaining. Okay, so these are going to go away very soon. Stoicism I would like for the national unrest reduction. I know I also wanted the administrative patronage, but considering this is about to disappear, we need that. The spread of Stoicism as a philosophical movement espoused belief in a universal spirit in which all men were held equal. Maybe mostly powered war, Merc War against the North, against the Cultural Brethren. Yeah, I was thinking that. I mean, we'll need to get enough so that we can fabricate a claim. But taking a big chunk out of Verinia would be nice, plus that would get us a bunch more manpower up here. And would give us access to Scandinavia as well, and also more amber. Veterans move on. The prime farmland granted to veterans of battle is a simple recognition of their service to Langobardia. Sometimes, however, the lure of the battles and glory can prove too much for those unaccustomed to a life of menial labour. A recent bad winter caused those working the fields to up and leave, hoping to find better work in our armies, leaving a vast tract of arable land unclaimed. We have reappropriated it to better serve our flourishing state. Venadia gained 2,000 manpower and state-owned farmlands until the end of the game, giving us unrest reduction and tax increase. Cool. That's Venedicia. When's Venadia? So many of these names are so similar. Don't know. The only way to immigrate to another province to uproot a former province. Nope. If you click on one of the people, you can tell them to move. Then you can move them anywhere in that province, or if you're adjacent to another province, you can hop across the border. So, for example, from Venideva, I can go to Felicia, I can go to Donaria, or I can go to Sofa, and once I'm in Sofa, I could teleport to Toll, for example. Didn't I migrate away from this area? Yep. We would be taking... basically meeting up with our cousins in Langobardia. There are apparently 2 Langobards right now. The real ones and those guys. Right, you need to continue building your roads. The other one still is. Religious advance complete. So what do we get? Call omen cost reduced, normal citizen happiness, and sacrifice to the gods -5. I mean, none of those are amazing, so I'll pass. How much money am I making at the moment? 18. Right, as my armies are recovering, the wages are going up. I was thinking, how am I losing money? Yeah, it's the wages. Because we only really have those 2 to recover now. 10,000 men still short. So we can get 1 small unit of mercenaries from you. Big one down here. 26,000 there. I mean, there are going to be a couple. If we click on this tab, we can see all the different mercenaries. And also if they're being rented out. And this is in order of distance from your capital. So Abdura, the one in my capital, is here first. Then Tandem is second. Samum... I actually know where Samum is. Down there, third. Halicum down there, fourth, etc. Hey, Nico. I have no high priest. Whoops. Level 10 high priest, very corrupt. Loyal, though. Sure. And Geroldus has no commander again. We'll give it to Light cavalry discipline plus 5%. I mean, you'd make a good cavalry commander. Level 9. Level 6. I'd really like to disband this army. Unfortunately, they're all loyal to the king, so I can't. Can you make your cousin Langobards your vassals and grow them to later annex diplomatically? Unfortunately, it looks like the ways to diplo-annex people is somewhat limited. Like, I was looking at diplomatically annexing people, and all of it, whoops, specifically says, for example, demand tribute. Tributaries do not use a diplomatic slot but cannot be integrated diplomatically, and it's the same for vassal status. Tribal vassals cannot be integrated diplomatically and may cancel their relationship. So we basically have to expand through conquest. Ooh, Dabunia just took over Scotland. Scotland! Vizinia Kotosi, a man of sound reputation, Igast Merobodes, a nobleman of great virtue, have recently started to spar furiously. So we can side with Vizina, which would make you a 76 to a 52, or a 82 to 46, or we can tell you both to stop, and I gain popularity. I don't really care about that. I think I'm going to tell Vizina. I'm going to side with Vizina. That's a more balanced outcome. Everyone stays moderately happy. Ooh, Contestania beat Carthage. Almost 2,000 population now. 365 cohorts. Yeah, I feel like we're lagging behind a bit in terms of cohort numbers. Because of these stupid manpower issues. Hey, hyperventilator. So how are we doing for money? 21 ducats. I think I kind of want to send my combat units up here to fight their combat units, then we can use mercenaries to take territory rather than the light infantry units. Because that way we're not paying for manpower costs and we can keep our units in the provincial problem places. The other thing is we can probably beef up our stability again. We're now 3 of 3 stability. Much better. And the technology can just keep on rolling in. We're at 147% efficiency now, which is good.